chapter before the Fury Road. So
yeah, it's like a pre-chapter, next chapter.
Yeah.
No, I think they want to just show how Furiosa became to be Furiosa. You know what I mean?
But like an origin story, basically. Furiosa.
That's exactly why, because everybody's wondering why Charlize can't come back, and it's because it wouldn't make sense. And they considered the de-aging, but George Miller, the director, I guess, has said that he doesn't think that the technology is where it's at to.
That's a lot of money
to actually do it. So he wants to just hire someone else.
All right, I think that's it for my news. Anyone else want to pitch in?
I'll go in, man. I'll go next. There's a couple news things that caught my attention. First one is, guys, we're going to get a Scarface reboot in the future. Call Me By Your Name director Luca G. I don't know his... I can't pronounce his last name. I butcher it. But he's going to be set to direct it for Universal with the Coen brothers to write the screenplay. And that sounds really interesting to me because the Coen brothers are fucking awesome. I love their work. I'm not familiar with Call Me By Your Name director stuff, but what are your guys' thoughts on a reboot for Scarface?
I wonder if it's going to be like a modern day Tony Montana. Or like, is it going to go that direction, or is it going to stick back to what was it, the 80s, or what was it?
I think it was the 80s.
Just stick back to that, like. I mean, that's always cool to do the 80s, but imagine like a modern day Tony Montana, like with like a cell phone and shit. Like,
that's true. I don't know specifics on the actual reboot, but I hope it's good, man. I really love the classic movie, and I don't know if many people know this, but there's actually a one before that, like the original one,
like in the 30s or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a black and white film, and that one's actually good too. I've only seen that one like once or twice, but when Oliver Stone got a hold of it and redid it himself, it's fucking Brian De Palma doing his shit too on there. It's amazing. But to me, they're touching on a masterpiece, on a fucking classic, on a legendary hood classic for everybody, you know. If that's gonna be such a wise decision to try to tackle that, they better come full force, because people are gonna be criticizing it no matter what. I remember
that's like redoing Chucky.
Yeah, that's true.
How much hate that got?
They're already rebooting it?
I mean, no, like when it got rebooted last year.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys like the new Chucky or no?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. Well, either way, I feel like the new Scarface should be good, but at the same time, I know it's going to be under a microscope for everybody. So, that's a really big shoes to fill, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So, next bit of news I got, something that stuck out to me was Blumhouse Productions are shooting a low-budget film on the set of Universal Studios lot during this pandemic shutdown. And what they consider a low-budget film is like a $6.5 million budget with a small cast and a small local crew living like really close to the set. I don't know how I feel about this, but at the same time, it could be interesting. It could be a really cool low-budget film, like a B-rate film, but who knows how it's going to turn out.
Is there any description on what it has to do with, or
they're keeping it really like under wraps? I've only read 2 posts about it and a couple one thing online, but I couldn't find anything like specifics on what the plot or anything, characters, or even who's in it. So I hope it's not anything like Splatter or something like that. Baseball. That's pretty much it. I just have those 2 things, the Blumhouse and the Scarface reboot.
So, I don't know if you guys remember a tag team called Crime Time from back in the mid-2000s. So, 2 days ago, one of the guys in that tag team called Shad Gaspar actually got lost at sea during a rip current out in Monterey, or Marina Bay, up in LA. Oh. And apparently he was taking a swimming swimming with his son, and there was a rip current, and the lifeguards were trying to save him and his son, but he told the lifeguards to rescue his son first before him.
Ooh.
And guards came back, another wave hit, and they don't know if they couldn't find his body. So he's still missing, and hopefully he's still alive, man. We could only hope.
When did this happen?
This happened like 2 days ago.
Damn, dude. During the COVID?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. There's a lot of surfers out there right now still, too.
Yeah,
and it was Santa Monica, you said?
No, what's it called? Marina Bay? Like LA County.
Damn, that's sad, dude.
Yeah, it's even wrestlers are being he's been said to be one of the kindest wrestlers in business. So even to a point where this past WrestleMania, not this year, but last year's WrestleMania, where his friend Kofi Kingston became WWE champion, it was recorded that he was crying during the crowning of Kofi Kingston becoming world champion.
Damn, that sucks, man. Hopefully they find him or he's okay, dude.
So I'm sad about that, and hopefully he's alive, man. And my last bit of news, it's a soccer related one, but Germany's top flight soccer league is back. The Bundesliga started Friday with no fans, with empty arena, and they've been going strong, man. So this is obviously this is going to be the poster child for all these other leagues in Europe come back.
It's football, like soccer, football.
Yeah.
How do you play? How are they doing that, dude?
They're still playing with empty arenas.
And the players, I mean, I have a stupid, dumb question, but the players are not wearing masks, no?
No.
But in soccer, they're kind of like always 6 feet.
Kind of.
Unless you're right there, unless it's a corner kick.
Or a fucking eye tackle.
Yeah, other than that, like, those guys are pretty, like, all the time they're like almost 6 feet from each other.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're tested, right? Like the athletes.
Yeah, they're tested. They've all been tested, and I think the only league that's like really concerned is the Italian league, because that one's the one that got hit the most. With I think over 100 players got infected with the coronavirus.
That's not.
So even big time football players got tested positive for COVID-19. So
they're probably going to test them before and after the game, every game.
Because I know in Spain they've been doing that, and I know they're trying out some like silicone like antiviral like thing for their offices and everything that they do. So
I know they're supposed to do a phase 2 pretty soon, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, possibly 3 to 4 weeks. But I heard just through like calling work and how work's dealing, because they're kind of government funded and stuff. They're giving them like 3 more weeks, and then they're going to run a phase.
And now it's time for the weekly recommendations.
So I watched one movie this week. I only got one rec. I know Wes has seen it before. It's Jojo Rabbit. So definitely check that one out. It's hilarious. It's directed by Taika Waititi. That's how I say his name. Definitely check it out. He plays Hitler in the movie. He's actually hilarious in that. Scarlett Johansson, Chris Bradford. His man crush is in there. And the little kid, Jojo, he is hilarious. I don't know if he's been in anything else before, but he is. He's great in the movie. So check that one out.
Jojo
Rabbit.
All right, I guess I'll go. I have one rec. This one's on Netflix. It's just the Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon series. They released full 3 seasons on Netflix. It just came out in 2005. It's a comedy cartoon, and it has some serious notes and good messages. And this cartoon right now has 100% on Rotten. I used to love coming to see this cartoon when I got off school, and it's good they released this because I didn't finish it. So now that it's out, I could finish this, dude, and really see what happens, dude. Because I really wanted I wanted him to fight the Fire Lord so bad, dude. Like, so bad. But now I get to see this, dude, like, on Netflix, dude. Like, no problem.
Hey, no joke. My assistant, after we got off from calling, texted me like, hey, did you see The Last Airbenders on Netflix?
Yeah, dude. It's good, dude. It's probably one of the better cartoons that weren't considered like animes, dude. Like, you know, that was.
Well, it's an American style anime, correct? Because I know they drew it here in the United States.
Yeah, it's like the Boondocks, or they didn't want to consider it like an anime, but even though they kind of like an American anime, you know what I mean? My next rec's gonna be this one's on. I only watched 1 episode, but it was pretty strange and still kind of enjoyable to watch. This one's called Dave.
Oh, that's just funny, dude.
Little Dicky, dude.
It's like a comedy biopic of him, like a series biopic of him, but it's just his things he gets into. I don't know if they're true stories that really happened to him, but it's just basically him living life, you know, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, check out Dave, dude. Like, I think it would be awesome for people to check that out. All right, and those are it for my recs.
I'll go next, man. I have a couple recs. First one, actually, I wanted to say shout out to Wesley for wrecking Villains. Me and Oneris watched that a couple days ago, and Villains was really good. I really liked it with Bill Skarsgård, and I forget the other girl's name, but
Mika Monroe.
Yeah, that was a good movie, dude. I really liked it. It was creepy and kind of weird, but nonetheless, very good. But moving on, I have 2 recs. The first one is going to be the It Crowd, or the IT Crowd. The It Crowd. It's on Netflix. It's a British comedy. It's just a cheeky good time, and it's funny, dude. It has Chris O'Dowd, Richard Ayoade. I don't know how to say his last name. I always butcher these guys' last names. And Catherine Parkinson. But it's just a cheeky, funny British comedy about these people that work in the IT department of a company, and it's just fun, dude. I think there's 3 seasons on Netflix, and I already finished the first 2 seasons, but it's really funny. And this is another one that you guys probably wrecked before. I'm pretty sure Tiny said Onera said he wrecked it before. It's Ex Machina. I watched that with him a couple days ago, and that shit was really, really good. If you're a fan of like Blade Runner or I don't know, AI type movies, sci-fi fantasies, it's starring Oscar Isaac, Alicia Vikander. I don't know how to say her last name. and Don Gleason. It's a really good film. Check it out, Ex Machina. It's an eye opener, and it's fucking pretty to see Oscar Isaac in this role. It's pretty weird, but so just those 2, the IT Crowd and Ex Machina, both on Netflix. Cool.
I guess I'll go. I have 2 recs this week. One is the documentary called Wrinkles the Clown.
Wrinkles. I think I saw that. That looks.
It was interesting. If you guys, that some of the people don't know who Wrinkles is, you've been kind of living under a rock. That it's a clown that you could hire to scare people. And in this documentary, he explains how. I don't want to say a lot because the documentary's is really good, but it basically kind of talks to how he was a party clown but it didn't work out for him all that much. And now he